Hey guys, thanks for joining me. And if you like what you see, please subscribe.
Hello, welcome to Sharp Ends. Listen, I don't think I ever complain on my channel here about anything having to do with the channel itself, like with the knives and things like that. I do, but I do have some pet peeves about being a content creator, and I thought I'd share them with you. But I want you to know that I absolutely appreciate 99.9% of everyone who watches my videos. But sometimes I get some reactions online that, just come off as being a troll. And of course, your mind automatically as a human being goes towards those negative comments. And 99% of the comments I get are positive and thanking me and saying great video. And then there's that 1 out of 100, which really gets to me. And I thought I would just talk about some of them and publicly refute some of those opinions and how I think that they are bad takes. These are going to be in no specific order. There's not one that really gets my goat more than another, but I'm going to talk about my personal pet peeves having to do this. First, I'm going to ask you to please leave a comment. Are there pet peeves you guys have that about knife content from your perspective? I know that there are some creators that I have some problems with. I'm sure that there's plenty of people out there who have problems with me. And as always, thank you to my Patreon supporters. You guys are actually the best. First off, I'm a small content creator. I've got about 3,000 at this point. I don't know when you're watching this video. About 3,000 subscribers. It took me about 2.5 years to get there through diligence. I'm not sponsored by anyone. Almost every single thing, 99.9% of everything you've ever seen on my channel, I bought myself. I've gotten like 5 things sent to me, and 4 of them were flashlights. So, I do this myself. I do it for fun. It's a hobby. So you need to think about it from that standpoint. I'm not a professional. I do not make a living from this. I don't even cover my expenses. Okay. I don't even come close to covering my expenses, much to the chagrin of my wife. You have to take that into perspective too. I think sometimes people are like watching my content and they're like, oh, he is a certain way, or, he's, making a living. I don't make a living from this, guys. Obviously, I'm really not professional. I'm shooting this on an Android phone. I'm set up in my basement. I just got some black cloth here and I do the hand thing with knives, right? This is not new. All right. So here are my pet peeves. That knife looks brand new. Oh my God, he's never used it. Ha ha, I can't believe he's doing a review. All right, so when you have 200 knives, you end up spreading your love amongst all the knives, which makes some of the knives look a little less new. But if I do a review, I absolutely promise you, I have used it. I also maintain my knife and I don't treat it like a piece of dog poo. This knife has gone through the war and it even had rust on it. Guess what? I maintained it, I cleaned it, and I did a review of it, right? And that goes for a lot of my knives. Um, uh, I maintain my knives. Yes, they look like new. I have definitely carried them enough, I promise, to give a thoughtful review about the ergonomics, the price, the value, the spectacle or lack thereof, and the design elements and the materials themselves, and whether or not the steel can take an edge, and how easy it is to take apart and put together. I promise you, yes, a lot of my stuff looks nice, but that does not mean that I am not a user. It just means I have a lot of knives and I use everything. Nothing is a sacred cow to me. Even this guy here, which should be a sacred cow to me because I've gotten some really nice custom work done on it, I carry it and I use it, and it gets snail trails and stuff. This guy here, very expensive, right? The Severin from Winter Blade Co. I carry it all the time. Why not? Looks great. If you're not going to own something, you might as well use it. It doesn't matter what the price point is, really. I'm not buying sacred cows. I'm buying knives and I'm enjoying them as a hobby. So the like new comment and is it really gets to me. That it gets my goat. Next, once I had my daughter paint my nails, and I did a couple of videos with one of my hands, this hand over here, with nails painted. And I got some really toxic comment by some bros out there saying I'm giving her the bad example of what masculinity is, and she's going to grow up all messed up because my little girl painted my nails. To anyone who thinks that I set a bad example for my daughter, I just want you to please F off. Like, just go and stick your head in a bucket. I don't know. You do not need to be watching my content. If that really bothers you that much that you have to give me a lecture about my masculinity and what I'm teaching my daughter, so not your business. I'm sorry if it offends you that I had some painted nails for a video or two out there and that it really offended you. Like 99% of the comments, again, were positive and like, haha, yeah, I did that. My daughter, my stepdaughter, my whatever. Yeah, I let her paint my nails once. It was funny. Haha. Like, guys, you're taking yourself way too seriously. If you think that that's going to break your masculinity, you've got some serious problems, and you should certainly not be commenting on my videos telling me how I should raise my daughter. All right. So, sorry. Like I said, these are pet peeves. Next, moving on, clones. I can't believe you spent so much money on that sea lion or that sea otter. That's a grail knife for me personally. That looks so basic and stupid. I'm just going to get a clone. Why would you ever spend that much money on that knife? Well, maybe it's because you like the designer a lot and you have a collection of their knives and you really like the fact that they made this themselves and that you were able to get it and they got all materials from America and you were one of the lucky enough ones to get in the lottery and win that knife. Maybe it's my money and I get to spend it the way I want to. You commenting and telling me I'm crazy. Well, we all spend money different ways. And the way I spend it is fine. If you don't like this content and you want to get a clone, go ahead, get a clone. But I personally would never support the people who make clones. I would much rather support an American who is making their knives here in America than do that. So you have your standards, I have my standards, but don't yuck my yum, as my daughter would say. All right, next. MC, you're like MC or whoever. Okay, like this format here is not original. I get it. Am I trying to sound like MC? I am not. Metal Complex is actually someone that informed me a little bit. Really, the person who informed me the most of my style is Nick Shabazz. Okay, MC came to me much later, and I actually find him very abrasive 90% of the time. I do watch his stuff occasionally here and there because he gets a lot of free stuff all the time and he usually has knives that no one else does. And so if you're going to be in the industry, you have to watch him. Some of his takes I absolutely love. In fact, this pet peeve video, I got the idea from him. And none of my pet peeves are the same as his. I don't think. I can't really remember what was in his video. But, the idea for that, I watch everyone. I see Dutch Bushcraft. I see Cedric and Adia. I see all these different people. And if they do a video, or even small people, there's several small YouTube channels that I watch too that do all calls. If I get an idea, I'm going to do it. So, yes. Have you seen videos like this pet peeve video? I'm sure you have if you have watched this stuff. But does that make me like, everyone copies each other to some degree. I'm not copying MC. I'm not going out of my way to do that. I actually find him kind of abrasive. I'm doing my thing. Some parts of our format are similar, but no, I'm not trying to crib or fake him. Okay, so yeah, that annoys me too. All right, next. Questions and answers. People watch a review of my knife and then they ask questions, which the answers are in my video, proving that they didn't actually watch the whole video. They watched like the first 30 seconds, got annoyed, or just wanted to stop watching and be like, what was the price of that? Or what was that steel? And I'm like, if you just watched the video, you would know what steel it was and how much it cost because I went into depth about talking about that. But because you were so lazy and your attention span was so short, you couldn't get to the end of the video. You then had to ask it, and then I have to repeat myself. No, no, just watch the video. If you have a question like that and you haven't watched the whole video, maybe you should watch the video and see if I answer. And then at the end, if I didn't answer, I'm absolutely like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I didn't say that in the video. The answer is this. I haven't, I 100% know that I miss information sometimes, and I do not mind answering those questions when I miss that information. But if you haven't taken the common courtesy to watch the whole video, then I get a little annoyed. All right. And finally, no, we covered it all. That was all. That was it. All right. So, those are my biggest pet peeves. And I'm going to finally end with what I like the most about this. what I like most about this is having a community where I interact with people, getting to see cool craftsmanship from American makers and Chinese makers and just quality. Knives are a tool that I enjoy, and they lead me to do things that I like to do. I like to build, I like to adventure, I like to go on sailboats, I like to camp, I like to do all those things, and knives have always been a part of my life. And finding a community out there where I can just talk about a knife and have people ask questions and support me and give me a couple of likes, give me that dopamine rush, absolutely awesome. And my Patreon supporters, you guys are amazing. I really appreciate that you spend $3 a month and support this content, and you vote with your wallets. I think there's only like 12 or 14 of you, but you guys are amazing. And just having that there, that support, that base means that it makes me feel good. And I really like that. And like I said, 99% of all the comments and feedback I get are positive, but sometimes, because the human brain is wired to focus on the negative, on that dragon or that lion over the hill, if you know what I mean. Sometimes it gets to you. So I was thinking about some of these because recently I had all 5 or 6 of these happen to me, and I wrote them down. I was like, all right, it's the middle of the winter. I need some ideas for content, and I was like, yeah, all right, we'll talk about these things. What annoys me? What really chaps my ass, as I say to my daughter. All right. Thank you so much, guys. Like, subscribe, smash that like button. Leave a comment, helps the channel. Patreon supporters, thank you so much. Follow the link down below if you want to be one of those exclusive Patreon supporters. I'll see you next time on Sharp Ends. Bye bye now.